So despite Red One currently having a relatively low Rotten Tomatoes score, I personally really enjoyed it. I think it's a really cool Christmas action comedy adventure movie, and I went into this film with relatively low expectations, and so to my delight, I was actually really impressed by the end product in this movie. And so I think it's a really fun blockbuster, and it really does come alive on the big screen. And I really like how they take all of the traditional Christmas stereotypes and then really amplify it with some proper mythical mythology. And so it really does quite literally feel outside of this world. And I think it's really cool how both Dwayne Johnson and Chris Evans have done buddy cop type roles before with other A-listers. So it's really cool to seamlessly see how these guys are able to integrate and work together so well. And even though towards the end of this movie, you can actually feel the runtime, as it does feel like it's dragging on a little bit, and certain action sequences as well as adventure moments could have been improved, I do actually think on the whole it does have so many fun moments, so many cool twists and turns, and I just absolutely love the way in which the cast and the characters just seamlessly work together so well. I do feel like certain characters definitely are forced into this storyline. For example, Chris Evans' character Jack, his son, that plot just feels so forced, and I feel like they definitely could have and should have just done so much more with the villain. But like I said, it is still such a fun movie, so let's go through all of the actors and characters now one by one. So first of course we have Dwayne Johnson playing Callum, who is Santa's head of security, and it really does feel like Dwayne Johnson is pretty much playing Dwayne Johnson like he does in pretty much every single other performance. So he definitely could have added so much more nuance to this performance, but I guess the famous saying is, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And then we have Chris Evans brilliantly playing Jack the Bounty Hunter, a similar role to what you would typically see Ryan Reynolds performing. But I feel like right now, I am just so here for Chris Evans' era of playing villainous characters, as he just does them in such a good way. And I'm guessing that he just wants to really get rid of the Captain America persona that is now associated with him. Like I said earlier, I feel like forcing the sequence with him and his son just does not really work, and I prefer all of the sequences in which he hasn't got the son character in them. If anything, I feel like the script could have amped up the sleazy behavior that he was doing before all of this Christmas stuff takes place, as there's only really one sequence right at the beginning with the Jack character kind of being in that full zone. I love the fact that Kieran and Shipka is playing the evil witch character. Of course, she famously played Sabrina the Teenage Witch in The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, and I feel like she is really well suited for this type of role. However, you can clearly tell that Kieran and Shipka performed all of her roles in the absence of all of the other actors, as she is always there interacting with the other characters via hologram, and I feel like it would have just been so much better to actually see her on screen with some of the other characters. And I just feel like I wanted more from this character, as she is pretty much the big bad in this storyline, and I feel like they could have just done so much more with her. We then have J.K. Simmons, who is playing Santa. He's not in this movie that much, but I feel like for the scenes that he is in there, he definitely does bring his star power and screen presence in those sequences. We've also got Lucy Liu, who is Callum's second in command within the North Pole workers hierarchy, and I love the twist that you see right at the end of this movie. Very similarly to Kieran and Shipka's character, I feel like they definitely could have done more with Lucy Liu, but at least she did share some screen time with the other actors. Director Jake Keaton did actually do a pretty good job in this movie, and actually the other roles that he has done with Dwayne Johnson are the two Jumanji movies, and you can definitely tell, as this movie definitely has got a bit of a Jumanji, Fast and the Furious, Deadpool, and Narnia vibe to it, and so I feel like, you know, as an overall package, it is really impressive, and I think a fun blockbuster to end the year with, and I do feel like they have enough material here to create a sequel if this movie does actually do really well. And so I feel like you can watch this movie with loads of different people, with a partner, with a friend, even on your own, and I may well be one of the very few people that actually really enjoyed the Red One, but for all of those reasons, I'm going to give it a mega 6.5 out of 10. Now I'd love to hear from you. What did you think of Red One? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.